something, I just explodes. But I don't want to say that. You know tango? The remake project makes me think of tango. The drink. How can I explain that?
Why tango? What is it about tango?
I don't know, there is the advert where it's just an explosion of flavors and it feels very summery and it just gets you a lot of energy just looking at it.
That's perfect. You explained it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Okay.
It originally started over in Derby Museums, where we were sort of getting around, having a chat about what we really want, what's going to be important to the residents of Derby City and anyone else who might be coming along. So really making it a community project, which is what I've loved so much about coming along here.
The initial workshops that were over in the art gallery in the museum space, which was just talking about how the project was going to work out. So I was just more curious about how it would happen, and then I sort of thought, okay, they do seem to know what it is. It does seem serious. They do know what they're talking about.
Well,
Okay, what did you do at the museum? We put everything down on a piece of paper.
first of all, at the museum, we put everything onto like piece of paper, give us idea what to do, like robots, anything like that. And then now we're here actually making robots and everything like that.
I've been volunteering here at least once a week since I think the project began, which was about November last year. I've been here in the workshop, I've been helping the design team sometimes, but for most of the actual making part, which is all the furniture that we're doing at the moment, I've been in here or in the other room, marking things up and arranging them and just putting everything together, really.
There's not many museum refits that would just say to the community, come in and tell us what you want and we'll do it. And not only that, we'll let you do it. It's a completely new approach and it produces an absolutely interactive museum on every level, not just using technology, but giving people that personal experience that allows them to associate with a space and want to revisit and say, I made that chair or I made that table. And I think that's really great.
Going right back to sort of the silk mill and our sort of industry and our place sort of at the heart of the Industrial Revolution, as well as, I remember it from my own childhood, school trips coming here, and it was the bit where we were actually getting involved and taking part is the bit I mainly remember. So to see that happening again is fantastic.
This is where it all started. This is point zero of modern making. And this is where Derby can proudly claim an ongoing living story of creativity, innovation and making that has gone over 300 years.
At first it was quite complicated to make people understand what we were trying to do with the project. So they were like, why you are asking us to design the space? You are the designer. But we were like, this is something completely new. We are trying to engage you to make a better space for you, for your family, for your friends, a space not where you're going to look at an object, but a space where you can make things and relate to other people as well. When people started to get that concept, everything started to change.
For the museum to take the risk to turn itself on its head and say, first we'll create the means to create the museum before we even think about what that museum will be like. To have the 3D printing, the CNC machines, traditional work, workshop materials, metalwork, woodwork, all those things meant that we were in a place where we could almost create and build anything we wanted.
When you start off on an idea like this, a community project, then that's community per se. And there's no, I am the workshop supervisor, but the workshop belongs to everybody. So now it's like a swap, that's been a big thing for me, that the community is a swap. Like I'm a resource for the community, they're a resource for me, the skills they know, and the things we bought with public money in a public workshop belong to the public.
It's just really interesting to see, after talking about it, now we're doing it, to see the transformation happen, and to see people getting involved in that, and genuinely feeling a sense of achievement as well, and a sense of, I've I've made that, I've helped make that, I've helped design that, and generally feeling like they're actually part of the museum.
Each day that you come in, ideas will sort of like you'll see a prototype that somebody's come up with in a workshop the following day. It may be adopted, it may not. You'll sort of like see it go to sort of like, you know, various sort of like different design stages. It may or may not be abandoned, you know, it might be practical, may not. So it's sort of like constant state of flux, and like no 2 days are the same.
I've never heard anything quite like it. I was also in the consulting phase as well. I went to one of the workshops, and he actually said, guys, what do you want? What do you think you could do with this space? And then it's carried on. Everyone, the community helping out, rather than kind of going, oh no, it might not be working, let's get some contractors in. I love the way they've stuck to their guns and said, guys, keep going.
The really positive thing has been having so many different voices inputting into what we were doing. And I can definitely say really clearly that some of the things that we've come out with now that we're getting towards the end of the first stage of the project are things that we absolutely would never have thought of ourselves.
The idea of being able to experiment live and almost in a performative way, because the building's open to the public, and it is almost a performance to watch this space evolving and the products being made and evolve. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed about working in this co-production way.
Not only have we got these really nice, innovative and new things, but we know that those are things which mean something to our audiences. Those are things which represent their thoughts and ideas. And that's really, really exciting.
You see someone working with their dad or their mum on a piece of furniture that is going to inform the space, and enjoying it and asking questions about it and getting excited about it and learning a new skill from it in a hubbub of other people that are doing similar things in different work packages and different items. And there's this buzz, and you think, oh, I was part of helping make that happen, and that gives a massive sense of happiness and achievement.
It isn't a given that every place has a museum, has a gallery, all those things, and I think they now need to work harder to be a part of people's lives. And the way that you do that, I think, is by finding ways to engage people. And I think you need to find ways to engage them in ways that they find interesting, accessible, and exciting, where you allow people to almost realize their dreams, to reskill, to meet other people, to create opportunities for themselves. I think is hugely powerful, as it has been here, and I think it will be something that will translate to other museums, and I think to other art spaces as well.
The experience that we're giving them is not that traditional outlook. So I think that for me has been really interesting in terms of describing what we're doing, and see people's attitude and behaviour change towards what a museum is and what a museum could be.
There's a big building to play with. There's a big building to redevelop. We've just done one floor of this space. The next step is to do the rest.